The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O, the R, the K. Look yourself in the face. Look yourself in the mirror. Ask yourself, are you giving 120% every day? Every play? Give me 120 or don't give me nothing at all. The guy you competing against, you haven't outworked him. You've not outworked the person next to you. You've not out-hustled them. You've not out-grind them. You've not outdone them. You're not locked in. Bring all your passion. Bring heart. Every single game, every single play. Put forth 120% or don't ask nobody to do nothing to you. The W, the O, the R, the K. The W, the O.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a great day. It's definitely Wednesday. We're up. We're at it. Happy FOMC day, guys. Today, we got the FOMC meeting coming up. Going to see what happens with these interest rates here in the United States. My thought is that we're going to go ahead and stay where we're at. But the key always is the press conference, right? The key is the press conference, what's said afterwards, how Powell handles the press conference. He can sink the markets or send the markets. I think he's going to be dovish today. I think you're going to hear a lot of positive talk coming out of Powell today. I think you're going to see, him say, maybe one, maybe two interest rate cuts this year. So I think we're going to be all right, but it's definitely FOMC day. And that's always a big day. Obviously we don't get that press conference till about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the United States. So we won't really know anything until then. But I am holding off buying anything in the market until after that press conference, as I do every FOMC day. But we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Markets don't look too bad today, actually. So on FOMC day, I see my man the Junior up in the chat. See my man Selmo up in the chat. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yeah, Junior, hit that like button. Good morning, Selmo. Yes, happy hump day, brother. It is definitely Wednesday, brother. It is definitely Wednesday. Yo, what's up, Seiko? We giving it 169%. Yo, Pelosi, better watch them bags, baby. Stock market hasn't been looking that good today, man. It hasn't been looking that good over the past couple of weeks. You better hope for a good FOMC meeting today, or you might really be changing some diapers. We ready. We ready for the neck itchy. yo, man. We good, man. So we good. So I think today is going to be that FOMC. It's really all about these markets and where we're headed, man, and where we're headed. So I think we're good, though. I like where the market is right now from a stock market standpoint and a cryptocurrency standpoint. I think we're headed in the right direction, and we'll get into like I said, we'll get into a lot of that as we move on. But I definitely think we're headed in the right direction. So yeah, you see Seiko up in here, yo, his girl Pelosi better hope this market turns around real. I mean, she lost millions during this market downturn. That's why we ain't seen Seiko. Only here and there, and he's trying to recoup that loss with his side piece. I'm trying to figure out how he's gonna get into that Fidelity account, when Pelosi goes to jail. But it is what it is. So, well, you know how it is. You know what the deal is. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna get in. We're gonna get after it today. The Asian markets, they closed all right. They closed all right. Yo, XRP to 1. Good morning. How are you? Got some news, some big news today too. So a couple pieces of news that kind of shocked that they're actually coming out right now. But we'll get into it. Asian markets, they traded pretty good. I mean, they traded like crap. I mean, I got ahead of myself here. European markets, they woke up this morning over there with my man. Where's my man Ken? But they traded not too well right now. They're not really on fire right now. They're not giving us too much hope. They're not giving us too much hope. Then we got our pre-markets over here in the United States. They actually look pretty good for FOMC meeting day. They're all in green, but they've been down. They've been down a lot. You see, everybody's kind of holding off, waiting on the FOMC meeting today, as everybody just kind of kicks back and holds on. Got Nvidia up a little bit, about 1% this morning. They had their big conference yesterday, past 2 days actually. They had their big conference where they were rolling out what they expect to be moving here in the next year, where they're headed. Nothing really groundbreaking, really, to make the stock rally. It's up about 1%, but we'll see. Tesla continues to struggle. Great opportunity for Tesla, but like I told you guys, I've been buying the whole NASDAQ and the whole Dow and the whole Russell in the ETFs. I haven't even been trying to pick stocks lately. So there's my man Seiko. There's my man Seiko come out of that Alt Pelosi account. Yeah. Pelosi got plans. Dumbing everything. Yo, you gonna put Pelosi ain't gonna be able to make it in Jamaica. She ain't gonna be able to make it in Jamaica. Say, go, come on, man. You taking her to the wrong spot. You better take her to like Poland or Iceland or somewhere like that, man. You're gonna take her to something like that. Somewhere like that. You can't take her to Jamaica. She ain't gonna make it over there. But yeah, our markets are trading pretty good here in the United States. But we'll see. We'll see what happens when they open up. We'll see what happens as the markets start to roll through. There's Elmo. Good morning. I was just about to call you out too and go, where the hell is Elmo at? Like, the Joker been hiding for a couple of days. But he's here now. He's here now. That's what matters. But yeah, so the markets themselves are trading all right. They're not too bad. They're not too bad. Seiko, you're a fool, man. You're a damn fool, man. But yeah, I'm glad everybody said hi to each other. I'm glad everybody said hi to each other this morning, getting up and getting after. But what we got going on over here in the ETF market? Look at Bitcoin ETF plus $209 million this morning. Finally came on the plus side of this ETF, but of course Ethereum minus 52 million, 53 million this morning. So Ethereum continues to struggle, but Bitcoin ETF is starting to gain a little bit of ground. It's been down for a couple of days. So finally starting to come back to the bright side. What we got for altcoin season? We got altcoin season sitting at 21 out of 100, kind of where we were on Monday, gaining a little bit of steam, but not a lot. But altcoin season is we're better off than where we were last week. Last week we're in the teens. Now we're sitting at 21. So we'll take that slow grind up. The fear and greed index, as we look at that, sitting at 23. Not too bad. Starting to inch up a little bit. Get to this dominance, the Bitcoin dominance. This is where we want to go. Sitting at 60.5% on Bitcoin. Ethereum sitting at 8.7%. Man, what a fall for Ethereum. It's sitting at 8.7%. Boy, oh boy. They were in the teens. They're usually in the teens. And boy, have they just absolutely just falling off, man. But yeah, so you look at the dominance chart. Bitcoin's still, we're still in a Bitcoin dominated market right now. But you see, yesterday it was 60.7% for Bitcoin. The day before, last week was 61.6%. 61.3. And so you kind of can start to see that the dominance is starting to fall microscopically. Nothing too big, but very, very small. Very, very small dominance fall, but it's all right. It's all good. I mean, we got to get this dominance down a little bit, but like I said to you guys before, with the ETFs, how far will the dominance fall before we get into a full blown alt rally? I don't know. We're used to that 20 to 25% pullback, and everybody moving their profits into the altcoins and really making them pump. We're going to get that this bull market? Probably not. With the ETFs and everything else, the strategic reserves and everything else coming, probably not going to get that big of a pullback. But we definitely do need some sort of a pullback in Bitcoin in order for these altcoins really to take off. So we'll see where that goes as we move on. Looking at what's happening on chain, BNB, BSC, still number one, just like it was on Monday. It's really kicking everybody's butt right now. Doing $2.66 billion right now, 24-hour trading volume. Ethereum doing 1.3, still about a billion off of what they usually do. So they continue to fall. Solana doing about 1.09, again, roughly about a billion off of what they usually do. So that tells me Pump.Funds really not seeing a whole lot of action right now, because that's where the majority of their volume came from. So tells me that they're not seeing a ton of volume over there on Pump.Fund. Arbitrum coming in at number 4, seeing about $440 million through its blockchain right now. So definitely Arbitrum. It ticks up, ticks down, but I do think that Arbitrum is going to have a good run here. Base doing 377 million. Yeah, okay. But look at Tron. Tron's starting to move up a little bit here, doing about 188 million in 24-hour trading volume. And let's see. We talk a lot about the Hex ecosystem. Let's see what Pulse Chain's doing right now. Let's see where Pulse Chain's at and what it's actually pushing through the market. I don't think it's too far down here. Right here. Pulse Chain's doing number 12 here, doing about 73 million 24-hour trading volume. That's not bad for a chain that's kind of been down a little bit, and actually it's kind of been dormant for a little while. You see plus 21% on the 24 hours, so not doing too bad. Pulse Chain, we're gonna watch this one a little bit, see where that goes, since we do talk about Pulse X, all that stuff, and see if we can get some more volume over there on the Pulse Chain. But it's definitely up 21% in volume on 24 hours, so not too bad. But yeah, BSC is just killing everybody right now when it comes to volume. It is what it is. There's Ken. We was looking for you earlier, dog. We was looking for you earlier. I said, where is my boy Ken? Where's my boy Ken? The only one we need now. Where's Big Watch? Where's Big Watch at? I know he's probably listening in the background. He does. He listens a lot in the background. I think he might be up and at it this morning doing his thing, getting ready for work, stuff like that. But man, he'll drop in. But yeah, so not too bad. Bitcoin. Scottish, what's up? Good morning, Scottish. What is up, dog? What is up? Yeah, clocks, man. Once we go through this time change and stuff over here in the United States, it kind of throws everybody off, man. It throws everybody off. But Ken, it is what it is, man. You fashionably late, man. You show up in here like a big dog. With your pimp hat on. Talking about, stepping in the room and owning. There's Big Watch. What's up, dog? Man, Big Watch steps up in the building like a boss. Him and Ken step up in here with their pimp hats on, sing a Purple Rain, and they come on in. They come on in and owning the joint. Oh, Scottish UK. You got UK's clocks go forward soon too. I didn't think you guys participated in the what you call it the daylight saving time. So, all right, all right, all right. You have to let me know when that happens because that changes a lot. As far as people watching. Yo, you see Elmo up in the building. He's been he's been kind of it's jetted out on us last stream. Like just didn't show up. You know, didn't show up at all. Like just said, we don't care about you, Selmo and Seiko, and Big Wise dude. But Elmo's a cool dude, man. But yeah, market looks good over here in crypto. Let's go ahead and skip right to the bubbles, right? Let's see what we got going on over here. Catch up on the chat while we do that. Somebody got your pimp cane. Where's your pimp cane at, man? Come on, man. It's got to have the little thing on the top too, the little circle, crystal on the top. You good, man? You good if you got that? Big watch. Stepping up in here like a boss. Market looks good today. It's all in green right now on a 24-hour. Looking really good, looking really strong, but be careful. It's FOMC day, 2 o'clock. Press conference comes out 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. See what happens. Hour looks good as well. So it definitely looks like the market's gonna have a good day. So like, what do we do? What am I doing? What am I doing with my money? Where are we putting it? What am I investing in? Yo, I'm really all about these real world assets, right? So I think that's the big meta. That's the big meta that's coming. And so I'm really looking at real world tokenized assets. These projects that are really invested in real world tokenized assets. I think XRP, with its real world tokenized assets as a service, that's going to be huge for XRP. I mean, I know they got cross-border payments. I know they're working with the banks. I know all that stuff. But I think the fact that they're going to offer real-world tokenized assets as a service, I think that's going to be Ripple's, going to be one of Ripple's key components moving forward. And I think people are underestimating that. Come on, Ken, you got a pimp cane too. But I think real world tokenized assets as a service is a very undervalued service for XRP. And I think what's going to happen is people are going to start to realize that Ripple XRP is more involved with real world tokenized assets than what you think. And we can kind of prove this out because, like, remember on Monday, Ripple got their transmission license from Dubai, right? And then when you come over here and you look at what's going on in Dubai right now, what's happening in Dubai is the Dubai FSA launches a tokenized regulatory sandbox for crypto firms, right? So you got to apply for this, right? So here we are. We're back in Dubai. We're talking about Dubai. You put this thing together, right? XRP Ripple gets a transmitter license for Dubai to be able to do cross-border payments, all this stuff, right? And now all of a sudden, Dubai comes out with this sandbox. And for people who don't know what a sandbox is, it's kind of like a test net, right? Think about it like a test net, right? For tokenization of assets, right? They're trying to come up with some regulatory clarity for tokenization of assets over in Dubai. Everybody knows big money lives in Dubai, right? So is it any surprise that XRP would be front running this tokenization over there in Dubai before, get their license before this happens, a couple days before this happens? It doesn't surprise me, but I think you're going to see Ondo over there for this tokenization sandbox. I think you're going to see OM over there for this tokenization sandbox. You'll see XRP Ripple over there for this tokenization. You'll see you'll probably see HBAR. You'll probably see a lot of these big boys, big players over there in Dubai, helping them with their regulatory clarity and playing around in the sandbox over here, as I like to call it, playing around in the sandbox and helping them with their regulatory stuff. But make no doubt, I do believe that Ripple is a leader in the clubhouse when it comes to Dubai and it comes to this real world tokenized assets. And the reason is just simply because, you know, they already have their license. And I don't think that that's by mistake. I think that that was planned. And I think that, you know, this rollout for XRP is getting a little interesting. I can tell you right now, at this point in time, when we come over here and we look at this chart, I own more XRP as of today than I do Ethereum, right? Ethereum's up to $2,000 today. So it's having a nice move to the upside, right? But now, ever since this week, I've really started to change a lot of my investing and moving some money around. I now own more XRP than I do Ethereum. Just, you know, to be honest, 100%. And I'm buying the shit out of OM and Ondo and Algorand right now, because I think that real world tokenized assets is the next move, and I think that ISO is the next move. And why is that? Well, because I don't believe that there's going to be a crap ton of institutional money, retail money coming into this market anytime soon, just because, you know, people are struggling right now, right? Let's just be honest with the situation. People are struggling. They're not dumping money into crypto. So you have to go where you think that institutions are going to put their money, right? And I think that institutions are burying their money in real world tokenized assets. And I think that the front runners for that are obviously OM and Ondo, Ripple, and a little bit of Stellar. And I think HBAR is gonna play a role in that. But if you were to ask me right now, do I invest in Stellar or do I invest in Chainlink? I'm going to tell you that if it was me, not financial advice, but out of these two, I would bury my money in Chainlink, because Chainlink is going to be feeding all the data, right? It's going to be feeding all the data to these blockchains. So I think that when you look at it, yes, we're invested in Stellar. Yes, we have money in Stellar, but I think that Chainlink is the play here for the data feed for all of these real world tokenized assets, all of the money transfer movements, all of that. It's going to be feeding the data to these blockchains, and that's important, right? Obviously, you want to be in the tokens that are moving the money and moving the real world tokenized assets as well. That's why you see that's why you want to be in XRP. That's why you want to own a little bit of Stellar and things like that. But I think the real money is going to come in these real world tokenized assets. So when you look at Ondo under $1 right now, you got to think that this price is being suppressed right now. With BlackRock being involved, with real world tokenized assets really starting to take off, you got to look at Ondo being really undervalued at 85 cents right here. And the fact that when they open up their blockchain, which is under development right now, because Ondo is going to have their own blockchain, when they open that up, it's going to be a public-private blockchain, right? So there's going to be a piece of that that's out there to the public, and there's going to be a piece of that that's private assets. So that's going to be huge. So I think we're gonna see that real run on the real world tokenized assets, right? And like I said, Dubai is huge. Dubai is a huge market, and XRP right here, Ripple, has positioned itself in Dubai to really kind of take that market. You see XRP tether past XRP here, so don't think I didn't notice that, right? Don't think that that's not something on my radar that I'm looking at and trying to figure out why the hell tether's moving the way that it's moving. I think I know why, though. I think everybody's kind of stabling up, and you see a big influx into Tether right now. But we'll see. I still think that XRP is going to be the number 2 token on the board. when it's all said and done. As far as Ethereum goes, there's a lot of whales that are accumulating Ethereum. A lot of whales that are already in Ethereum are really starting to buy the Ethereum dip, which is one of the reasons why you see this big pump right here. A lot of the whales are putting a lot of money back into Ethereum. The key is how much are they putting in, and is it sustainable? Um, is it sustainable? you guys got me laughing over here. Ken talking about his walking stick. I'll be hiding on the pure. I mean on the chat here. Uh, Pure jokes today. Oh yeah, we got jokes. It's FOMC day, so we're gonna joke around. We're gonna play around. I mean, it is what it is. The market's gonna do what it's gonna do, so we might as well just have fun doing it, right? We might as well have fun in it. In the other, like I told you guys, I'm investing into Algorand right now too. I'm parking a lot of money into Algorand right now. It was sitting at 19 cents this morning. It's kind of cheap, but it's one of these United States based cryptos that I think you're gonna see a pump up because obviously people are gonna start putting their money in these ISO tokens, putting their money in things you would say to yourself have already pumped. But I think the reason that they pump is because institutional money is putting their money into them, and they will continue to put their money into them. So I'm not playing around with anything, outside of real world tokenized assets right now. But yes, my XRP, I want to come out here and actually tell you guys, because it's something that has never happened to me before. My XRP holdings right now are bigger than my Ethereum holdings. And that's a major shift for me. But I think I could be wrong. And I could be putting my money in I could have messed up here, but I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think that Ripple XRP is going to outperform Ethereum, and like I said, I could be wrong, but that's where I'm hedging my bets. And just because these real world tokenized assets are where it's at. Yeah, everything's strategic. Everything's for strategic. XRP, the one, and I just think that when you look at it, I don't think that Dubai situation with Ripple is an accident. I don't think it's. I think that news came out and they got their license strategically right before this real world tokenized asset summit. I don't think that. I mean, Sandbox. I don't think that was an accident at all. Yeah, Scottish, I'm telling you, man, it's that's the one thing that I keep saying on here, that not a lot of content creators, not a lot of people are really taking into account, is the fact that retail is struggling right now, right? So I don't think that you're going to see a huge retail influx into the market, right? Which is going to hurt a lot of your lower market cap tokens. It's going to hurt the meme coin aspect in general, outside of the top 100, right? Now, I think this top 100, everybody that's on this top 100 page, they're going to pump, right? They're going to pump. There's just no doubt about it. They're going to move. When the altcoin season happens, I think that this is going to be where the movement is, in the top 100. And some of these guys will be in the top 100. Some of these guys will fall out of the top 100, so on and so forth, right? You know how that jockeying goes, right? When it comes to market cap, right? But I do think that anybody in the top 100 right now is a safe bet, right? To at least make a move to the upside, right? Even Ethereum. I think Ethereum is going to hit that 4 to 5K mark. I know we talk about it, in the way that we talk about it, but I do think that it'll hit that 4 to 5K mark, but I just don't think that it's going to hit that 5 to 6,000 mark that everybody was talking about before. I do think that XRP is going to have a massive rally. They're the only project right now with news that can actually send their project, right? You have the case that's going to be officially tied up here pretty soon. And I think that, they're just waiting for that. I think that case is done. They're just waiting to bring the news out. And you're looking at a massive ETF announcement with a huge amount of ETFs getting ready to hit the market, right? Now, you guys know how I feel about ETFs. I think you're going to see a big, huge buy the rumor, sell the news event, and then it's going to take a little bit for the ETFs to settle in before they really start to affect the XRP price. But when you look at all of the projects that are sitting in let's just say the top 25, right? XRP is really the only one that has massive news that we're waiting on. Everybody else is just kind of hanging. You know what I mean? Everybody else is just kind of hanging. I mean, you got your news for Bitcoin, right? You got your strategic reserve that was priced in. You got all that stuff, right? That we were waiting on for Bitcoin, and it kind of priced itself in, and now Bitcoin's just going to move how Bitcoin's moves. But you notice, like, there's really no big news that we're waiting for Bitcoin, right? Outside of maybe more strategic reserves from the states, right? But that's only going to pump the market so high, right? Ethereum, there's just no news. There's no news. There's nothing going on. So, we'll see what happens with that. But XRP, it's the only one. I mean, BNB, there's really no huge news for BNB that we're waiting on. Solana, really no big news for Solana. So, XRP is the only one. So let me say, and Junior, and Junior hit the like button. Yeah, y'all hit that like button, man. I can see a bunch of you guys in this stream. Like, I know how many people are in this stream between X and YouTube. Hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. Hit that share button, guys. Come on, help the channel out. You're not wrong, DG. Hey, thanks, man. I mean, it's just one of them things where you eventually have to make the move, right? We talk about it. I've been holding on to Ethereum and waiting for the push up. And I'm watching the blockchain data. I'm very data driven on my trades. I'm very data driven on what I invest in. And I've just been watching the activity on chain. I've been watching the sentiment around Ethereum, and I'm watching, like, I keep telling you guys, like, when you come over, when you look at the dominance, right? You watch this dominance fall from 13 to 15 to 17%. Then you watch it fall all the way down to 8%. You've got to start making some moves, right? You got to start looking at this and going, get off the fanboy shit and just look at the numbers and go, where are the numbers telling me I need to go? Where are the numbers? Take all emotion out of it, and where are the numbers? What's the numbers telling you? And the numbers are telling you right now that you're better in XRP than you are in Ethereum at this moment. And we could be sitting here singing a different song in a month or two. I doubt it. I hope not, but we definitely could. Now, that I told you guys, I have more money in XRP than I do in Ethereum. I'm not completely out of Ethereum. I still hold Ethereum. I just hold more XRP now. It's the next market leader. I just think that with the news and everything else that XRP has coming out, and the moves that it's making, the moves that it's making, you have to look at this and you got to go, they're the only ones, right? They're the only ones with market moving news, right? That's it. And the thing that we talked about before when it comes to XRP that I really hold in high regards is they set out 2 bull runs because of the SEC case. You know what I mean? So here we go. Like they're in the bull run now. They're performing well. They're holding their price. Even in down markets, they're holding their price. They're holding it well. You would have expected a dump, right? For people that have been holding for so long, but that's just not happening. And when you do get a dump, they're buying it back up. They're buying it back up. Oh, thanks, Ken. Appreciate you, man. I try, man. I try. Um, yeah, there's going to be a huge amount. XRP to one. There's going to be a huge amount of ETFs that come out. Like everybody that has a Bitcoin ETF right now has applied for an XRP ETF. All the way to this, to this moment right now. I mean, they've all applied, and I think with the SEC kind of put a stall on the approval of ETFs. I just think that the market conditions aren't ready to drop all of these ETFs into the market, but I do think that XRP is probably going to be the next one to be approved. And like I said, I think that the case is done. They're just waiting to release that information when the market conditions are right. Uh, I think with the ETFs, Big Watch, it's going to take a minute, just like Bitcoin, right? It's going to take a minute for the ETFs to settle into the market and for people to figure out one, which ETF they want to be in, and two, what the stock market looks like at the time, right? But I don't think it's going to be instant movement of XRP's price on the ETFs. I mean, if you look at the ETFs over here with Bitcoin and Ethereum, and make no doubt, guys, like, I mean, when we look at these, when you look at the Bitcoin ETF, this is a monster ETF, right? Monster money movement, monster ETF, right? And you're talking 156 million to the plus side just today, right? Just in the past 24 hours. No, I'm sorry, 209 million just to the plus side in volume alone, right? But if you were to pull this chart back, you would see that when the Bitcoin ETF first launched, it struggled for a little while. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It struggled for a little while because people were jockeying in between ETFs of which one they wanted to be in. Was it Grayscale? Was it BlackRock? Was it this? Was it that? And then they were in, they were out, they were in, they were out. But one of the keys to these ETFs that we haven't even seen yet, and we haven't seen yet, but we will see, is that the only way that you can get cryptocurrency into your 401ks is through an ETF, right? And when you start to see Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, HBAR, ETFs, and things like that start to roll into your 401k plans, that's where you're really going to start to see these ETFs really make a major move forward. Because when you're in your 401ks and you're in plans like that, 401ks, 401(3)(b)s, things like that, right? Like retirement plans in general, what happens? People hold for an extremely long period of time. You think about somebody who buys at 20, who's going to retire at 70. They're going to hold that ETF in that 401k, 401(3)(b), whatever type of retirement plan you're in, for that long. If they don't go in and trade it off, blah blah blah. You know how that whole thing works, right? But think about all of them ETFs that will be sitting in the 401ks and the retirement plans just being staked away, right? Just being staked away. Well, that's going to drive the price up because there's only so many, your ETFs have so many stocks, just like, crypto has so many tokens, they have so many stocks. The more they can stake away, the higher the higher the price goes. It's a supply and demand thing, right? So that's really what you're waiting for, right? That's really what the market in general is waiting for, is for that to happen, and it's going to happen. Heat, man, good morning. Speaking of Kronos, right? Let's talk about Kronos for a minute. I put a short out yesterday. I didn't bring the article up, but I put a short out yesterday in regards to Kronos. I'm telling you guys, like, if you're investing in Kronos, be careful. Like, this isn't going to be an immediate price impact shock, but this is going to hurt in the long run, right? Kronos is going to increase its total supply by over 200%, right? They're talking about doing this because of ETFs. They're talking about doing this because of a lot of other things. But they're going to increase this total circulating supply over 200% over the course of years, right? So they're not just going to drop it all in the market at once. They're going to inch it in. But I don't care whether they inch it in or whether they drop it in all at once. The fact is that this is going to dilute the supply. Call it what you want. They can put any spin on it that they want. This is going to dilute the value, right? This is going to dilute the token value right now. So this is one of the reasons why you see Kronos down. It rallied a little bit yesterday, but this thing got hurt yesterday when this news first dropped, because nobody wants their token value diluted, and they put this out to a vote. And the majority of the Kronos community voted against this. And then you had some whales. Obviously, when you have a DAO vote, the more tokens you own, the more votes you get. There's some whales come in and put this thing over the top, right? And put this proposal over the top to say yes. But this isn't, I kind of thought about this for a while yesterday. And, does it hurt? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing if they get the ETFs and so on and so forth? But I kept coming back to the fact that it doesn't matter what they get or what they do. If you drop that many tokens into supply, whether it's over a short period of time or a long period of time, you still dilute the value of the token. So I'm not, it's running up a little bit today. You'll see it since the news, people kind of have settled into what's going to happen and are probably buying back in a little bit. But, I'm not convinced that this is the right move for Kronos. They don't have volume on their chain. They don't have any volume on their chain right now, to really push this token. And, will they get an ETF? These guys will get an ETF because they're so regulatory compliant, right? I mean, that's the one thing that Kronos is they work very, very well with governments and regulations and things like that. They'll get an ETF. But is it enough to offset to a 200% token drop, over time? Is it enough? Is the volume enough? And I'm saying I'm not convinced it is. I'm just not convinced. I think that it's a wrong move for Kronos. I think they're moving. Maybe I'm a dummy. Maybe I don't see something that everybody else sees, but I just I think that's a pretty shitty move, especially for people that have been holding on to the Kronos token for a long time, waiting for that thing to go and waiting for that thing to move. I think that's a pretty crappy move by the dev team, to tell you the truth. And I am about transparency, and I am about doing the right thing, and I think that's a pretty crappy move. Yeah, I mean, that's a question. Big Watch is how much money will the XRP ETFs pull from the Bitcoin ETFs? I don't think it's going to pull that much, to tell you the truth. You're dealing with a whole new breed of investors, right? Once you launch some ETFs, you're dealing with the stock exchange investors. They got money. They got money to be in both, right? And they will be in both. They'll be in both, and they'll invest in both, and they'll ride them out up and down. But I just think that when you deal with that level of an investor, Big Watch, over there on the stock exchange, they're not looking to pick one over the other. They're picking winners, right? They're trying to pick winners, and the Bitcoin ETF is definitely going to be a winner for them moving forward for the long run. They know that, and I think that they're going to know that the XRP ETF is going to be a winner for them in the long run as well. And they're going to be in both. You may see some money come out of the Bitcoin ETFs, but you're not going to see a lot. You're not going to see a lot. You'll see people going into both of them. Yeah, we are up and running. See, we pump the markets, baby. We pump the markets around here. Pump the XRP market. But XLM is doing its thing too. Like I said, I own XLM. I think XLM is a good project. I think it's gonna run. I think XLM's got a major upside to it. I think Chainlink's got a bit more of an upside to it though. Uh, uh, I think it's gonna run a little bit harder. ETH also, yeah, ETH is running. ETH is running right now. But again, how long will this rally last? This is the issue with ETH, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Definitely be wrong, but we shall see. But we've seen this. We've seen this story before, right? We're up over 2,000 right now on ETH, 2027. We've seen this story before, right? This song and dance where this thing's gonna run, and then big money's gonna come in here and dump, and you know the devs have been dumping on the heads of the Ethereum devs have been dumping on the heads of the investor for a long time. So they'll dump this pump too. You know, I'm convinced that they'll dump this pump too. The Ethereum Foundation they'll allow this thing to pump up and they'll dump it. But I do, like I said, I do own a good amount of Ethereum, just not as much anymore. And I do think that it's going to go to 4, maybe 5K, but not anywhere near where the initial predictions were. Yo, Junior, have a good one, brother. Have a good one. But I do think that Big Watch. I don't think that you're going to see a huge outflow into of Bitcoin ETFs into the ETF money into the XRP ETFs. I think you'll see the same people that are investing in that Bitcoin ETF also invest in that XRP ETF. I think the interest rates are going to stay the same. I think we're going to stay the same. I think we're just going to 2 o'clock today. I think we're just gonna, stay the course. I think we're not gonna get a rate increase. We're not gonna get a rate decrease. We're gonna stay right where we're at. The press conference, I think you'll see Powell be very dovish on what's going on. Very, very, stable on what he's saying, in the direction that they have to go. I think that's what you're going to get. I think that there's a lot of uncertainty in the market right now when it comes to the effects that the tariffs are going to have on the economy, with the effects that potential escalation of war is going to have in the economy. I mean, the United States just was bombing Yemen the other day, and then you had the Gaza Strip being bombed again, by Israel, who decided that it was a good idea to start bombing over there again. So I think that depending on where that escalation goes, I don't think that Powell can come out and be overly excited about the market and with a huge upside and be like, yeah, this is where we're headed. I think there's too many variables out there for that. I think that's why you'll see him today come out, keep interest rates the same, be very even keeled about where they're headed. And we just got to let this thing play out. And that's why I keep saying to you guys, it's going to be the second half of the year that we're going to see a big, huge run. It's not going to be the first half. Like we're all predicting the first half. we're all predicting the first half of 2025. I think it's been kicked back to the second half of 2025 just because of the amount of uncertainty, not only in the United States markets, but in all the markets, right? You have this tariff war going on right now between the world. So, how does that affect all the markets? And so I think that we just need to wait and see. Uh, it's the lizard people that are holding everything, man. Like the lizard people are sucking up all of this liquidity on every single drop, every single dip, every single drop. The lizard people come in and they just stick that big long tongue out and they just start sucking up the liquidity and sucking it up and sucking it up and sucking it up. And retail investors just keep selling and selling and selling, and they just keep taking more liquidity. They stick that tongue out and they take it again, and then they drop the market on you on purpose. They drop the market on you, and then they come in and they suck up all of that liquidity and they suck it up until they own what they think that they want to own, right? And that's how this thing works, right? That's what we work. Yeah, it's these lizard people, man, and they're just sucking it up, man, sucking it up. It's some old guys that are sitting behind a desk, all wrinkled up, and with them big long tongues, and just sucking up the liquidity, and just sitting there laughing at retail investors who are selling off, and that's how this game works. But yo, North Dakota made a big move yesterday. Love what they've done, and I think we're going to see more of this. North Dakota state passes crypto ATM bill with a $2,000 daily cap, and you guys remember. Depending on where you live, I spent a lot of time in Florida. You would see these Bitcoin ATMs and things like that, where you could go and buy and sell your Bitcoin, right at the ATM machine and things like that. But North Dakota has actually put some regulation behind this, which I think is huge. I think it's a huge move. I think you're going to see more of this throughout states. Not in my state. New York is so freaking behind, and they don't want to do anything when it comes to innovation. But a lot of other states, you're going to see more and more of this, and you're going to see these ATMs, and you're going to see more regulation. And just think about just going to an ATM, depositing your money, buying your crypto, taking your money out, all that stuff, right there in the ATM. This is mainstream, guys, and this is what I think, where I think crypto is headed, is definitely mainstream, and this is where you want crypto right now. You want it out here in the mainstream, like we've been crying forever about adoption. This is the type of stuff that you look at, and this is what adoption looks like. This is what major cryptocurrency adoption looks like. It's what it feels like. Where it's ease of access, the ability to go do things on chain right here at an ATM machine, things like that. Like this is mainstream. Yeah, it's a great move, man, and I think that it sets the tone for a lot of other places. And who would have thought, North Dakota would have been a fucking leader in cryptocurrency? And that's not the dog North Dakota, but they're just their population isn't somebody that you would think would be like, yo, we're gonna throw up crypto ATMs, you know. Big Watch, that's a good question, man. I don't really know exactly 100% how they work. Maybe maybe there's a QR code on them where you go ahead and connect your wallet through a QR code right on the machine. But I've never used one before. I've seen them all over the place, but I've never in Florida. I've never used one before. But maybe there's a QR code. You go ahead and boom, and you make the transfer, right? But this is a big deal. This is adoption. But yeah, I'm assuming probably through a QR code. Big Watch is my assumption. You know. You know, XRP, the one, why would you use one? For people who don't understand wallets, and for, you know, people who don't understand crypto, blockchain in general, you know what I mean? Things like that. Or, you know, maybe you just need some quick cash, right? Maybe you need cash and you want to go cash out your, maybe you want to go cash out your crypto and you need cash right now. I mean, that's usually why you go to an ATM, right? And you're able to do that. Maybe you're holding on to USDC and you just need cash, right? You just, you know, you're trying to cash out your USDC and you don't want to take it through your bank. You know, you don't want to take it through your bank. You can come right here, you know, and do that. But it's just a matter of putting it in mainstream. You have them, you never seen one used. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some adoption. Like this is what this, but this adoption is what I'm talking about. Like this is what it's about, man. Fairground. Good morning. Good early afternoon to you, brother. Yeah, hit that like button, y'all. Hit that like button. There's my man Francis. What's up? What's up? What's up, family? How are you? What's up, family? Francis. Uh, yeah, they are very expensive. Machines are very expensive, Francis. But you know, there's a reason why they're doing it. I mean, people must be asking for it. I mean, I don't think they would be just doing it to do it, right? I think there's a reason why they're doing it, right? But big news right here, guys, is this Dubai real world tokenized assets thing, man. And I'm telling you, uh, real world tokenized assets is the future. This is the next meta for crypto. This is the next meta. It's Ondo, it's OM, it's Ripple, you know, it's H bar, it's you know, this is it. You know, even when you look at Stellar working with Franklin Templeton, right? Franklin Templeton and their real world tokenized asset platform over there. This is the future, guys. This is where crypto's headed. This bull run. We're not talking about two bull runs from now. We're talking about this bull run. This is where it's headed. You know, it's happening right in front of our face. I think the ones in Dakota do though. I was reading the article. You can actually pull money out. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what it is, Francis, for that 15 to 20%. I like I said, I've never used one, but I know Dakota's put some regulations behind it in trying to get that out there. So, but I know that the ones in Dakota's, they actually dispense cash, like they were saying. You actually can go there and use them just like at an ATM. You can get cash out of them. Charts are all green, Fairground. Charts are green, baby. Looking at the bubbles. Look at it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful greens. Like we're even green on the hour. You know, we're even green on the hour. Like we've had a nice pump up this morning. You know, 83K. You see Bitcoin getting back up to 84K. You know, I mean, you would think that that would be the first runner, but actually Ethereum's running pretty hard this morning. XRP is doing pretty well this morning. BNB is actually smoking it, man. BNB's killing it right now. You know, the amount of transactions that are going through BNB, like we looked at earlier, right now, they're definitely the leader in the clubhouse when it comes to volume. Watch out for Cardano. Me and Selmo has been telling you guys to watch out for Cardano forever, man. It's getting ready to make a nice move to the upside. I do believe that. I think Cardano is getting ready to make that move. We told you that Tron had a big influx of movement on chain. And then, of course, you look at Chainlink just slowly doing its thing, methodically moving up the charts. We love Chainlink here where it's at. Stellar making a good move this morning. Nice move this morning. H-bar just kind of hanging around this 19-cent range where you thought it would be a little bit higher right now. But I think 19 cents is a phenomenal price. AVAX struggled a little bit. It's starting to make a comeback. I bought a good chunk of AVAX during this downturn. A good chunk. Pi Network, man, it took a big step back yesterday. It got beat up yesterday. So if you're buying the Pi Network, like on open chain right now, it's a good time to buy. It got walloped yesterday. It got walloped pretty good. Why does Tether even exist? Yo, when you look at all your centralized exchanges and everything, what is that trading pair pegged to? The majority of it is pegged to Tether, right? So as you look at these centralized exchanges and the volume they're doing, they're pegged to Tether, man. So until these centralized exchanges start pegging themselves to something else, Tether will always be, top 5 token. Green is DGen's favorite. Yeah, we love green, baby. We love red too. That's where we buy, man. That's where we buy. But yeah, we love the green days because that's where we can see the fruits of our labor. Oh, really, Francis? Cost you $100 for 1,000? Oh, man, that's a bad deal. That's craziness. That if that's what they're doing over there, they ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it, dog. They ain't gonna make it. But yeah, Fairgrounds in the building. What's up, Fairground? But I like where we're at right now. But like I said, if you're buying Pi on the open market right now, $1.14, that's a steal. Sway sitting at 235. That's a good price right now. But yeah, OP sitting at 6. OM sitting at 686 right now. Not a bad price. Like I said, Ondo's under $1. I've been parking a lot of money in Ondo. I've been parking a lot of money in Elgaran. I've been parking a lot of money in XRP, and I actually been buying a lot of Flare lately as well. In H-bar. Them are my moves right now. Like them are my moves right now. I just think I think that's where the market's headed, right? That's where the market's headed. Let's look at this total 3. This is the chart minus Bitcoin and Ethereum. So the rest of your altcoins, we've been in this descending channel right here for a long time. And we got to break out of this thing. And as you guys can see, we tried to break out on this daily candle right here. We actually came out of here. We're trying to break out of here. Sitting at 803 billion of market cap right now. We're trying to get out of this descending channel right here. And I think today might be the day where you see a breakout of this thing. And if we can just get out of this descending channel and start our move to the upside, and this thing can get back up to 1.01 trillion, you are going to see your altcoins absolutely take off. And that's the number. The first thing that we have to do is get confirmed breakouts out of this channel, right? You gotta maybe break out of this on today and then start another candle tomorrow outside of this, and that'll confirm this breakout. And if you can confirm this breakout, I think we're rolling. We are absolutely rolling to the upside. And I think the market conditions themselves right now, when it comes to institutional investment coming in, I think the market conditions actually favor a breakout. They actually favor a breakout. Guys, look at Pepe went on a nice little run. Look at this RSI, a stochastic RSI. You look at this thing is like way up here. As all we're getting to that oversold. We're getting to that overbought territory up in here. It has definitely went on a nice move yesterday. up to 5074. Went on a nice move yesterday. So I think we're gonna be all right here with Pepe as well. I think Pepe is on its way to getting back that zero. Getting back that zero that it lost. I think Pepe is on its way for a nice run. You guys know I do believe that Pepe is going to be the number 2 meme coin on the board when this bull run's all said and done. I think that that's where it's headed. You didn't know about exchanges back then? Hey, you know now, Francis. You know now, man. You know now. Looks nice. Looks nice and green. Yeah, we are nice and green, man. Buy more Pepe. Yeah. I mean, I bought this dip. I mean, I've been buying this. I've been buying this downward channel all the way down. Like I literally have been buying this thing all the way down. I do think that, I think we're ready. Like you see us right here. We're trying to come out of this downward trend. Again, it's no different than a total 3. We need to break out of this downward trend, and we need a couple confirmed breakouts. But we are definitely overbought on this RSI. You look at how high this thing is, but this doesn't concern me. I think that there's so much money that's going to be pumped into Pepe, being overbought right here. I just think I think it's okay. Think you can get to 100 billion? Well, let's look. Let's have a look at where SHIB is, right? Let's just have a look. Where does it got to get to past SHIB, right? That's the you're not going to catch Doge. There's no meme coin out here right now that in this bull run is going to catch Doge at 25 bill, right? Not going to happen, right? Not going to happen at 25 bill. So you got to come down the charts, and there's just not that much. There's not going to be that much volume inside of a meme coin to move up the chart that far, right? So you look at SHIB. We can come over here. SHIB sitting at 7 billion right now. And then let's go down and find Pepe. Let me just go to the meme coin section. That way I don't got to keep scrolling up and down. So when we look at it, SHIB sitting at 7 bill. Pepe sitting at 3 bill right now. So just for it to get up there, it's got to go to 4 bill. 100 bill brings it up past Doge. So Selma, no, not 100 bill. I don't think so. That's too much. That's too much. That's too much of a push. That's too much of a push to get up to there. Maybe in a good bull run, I mean, you wouldn't even put 100 bill. You're not. Doge is, nobody's gonna catch Doge this bull run, just because the market cap's just too big. It's just too big. I mean, it's a lot of push. It's a lot of push for Pepe to get up there. I mean, you got to be realistic, right? You got to be realistic. If Pepe hit 100 bill somehow, like we would be on the beach somewhere, just kind of like fuck the world. You know what I mean? Like, I can't even believe you suckered me into looking at that. So I can't even believe you suckered me looking at that. If I would have just remembered what Pepe's market cap was off the top of my head, I would have been like, Selma, hell no. But yeah, I like where Pepe is right now. Like you see it, like if you bought this descending channel all the way down, and you just bought the bottom of this channel all the way down, you're sitting pretty right now. And this is the advantage of looking at a chart, guys, and not just going off a feel, but looking at a chart and actually coming in and drawing your channel and saying, all right, my channel, your channel is not going to be perfect, right? Like nobody's channel is, and things will happen within it. But if you look at that and you come in there and you look at any chart, I don't care what crypto it is, and you just draw your channel, it'll let you know whether this thing is going up or whether this thing's going down, right? And in a descending channel, if you just buy the low of your channel every time it hits the low, if you just buy the low every single time, you're going to win. You're going to win the game. As long as you're not in a falling knife in a shitty project, but you'll win the game. You'll win the game. Yeah, Pepe will be impacted if he doesn't do well. But the one thing about Pepe that the one reason why I think Pepe can make this massive run no matter what ETH does is because it's on every tier one exchange, including Robinhood, and I think that that's going to drive it. That's going to drive that price way. It'll drive the price up, regardless of what ETH does. Will it go as high as everybody's predicting if ETH really struggles? Maybe not. Probably not. But will it still melt off 2-0? Will it still melt off a 0-2-0? Probably. Probably. But yeah, it'll have an impact when it comes to Ethereum not doing well. But remember, your exchanges bring in the majority of your volume. And I'll tell you what, um, the exchanges are where the volume are, and the new people coming in, that's where they're going to be trading Pepe at. That's where they're going to be buying Pepe. They're not going to be buying Pepe on DeFi. It's going to be a meme coin that'll reach out. I think maybe it will be a meme coin that comes up and reaches that 100 billion mark. It's not going to happen this bull run though. I don't believe that it's going to happen this bull run, just because I don't think that degen retail money is going to come flooding into the market. I think that's where people underestimate the market. They think that it's coming in, and it's really not. Um, People are broke, man. But when you look at, here's the other one I think is going to really run is SPX 6900. Just because if you just look at the chart, pull the chart back, like it's just holding on, man. There's enough support within this project, and it's cross chained, right? So you can buy it on Ethereum, you can buy it on Base, you can buy it on Polygon. It's cross chained, so you can buy it almost everywhere, right? So I think that this one is going to really gain some ground here. I think this one's going to move. You see, it's kind of in the overbought territory right now, sitting at 40 cents right now, kind of overbought. Maybe we'll see a little bit more of a downturn on this. It's starting to confirm when these two lines cross. That means it's kind of confirmed that it's going the opposite direction. If you look at these lines right here, every time like they crossed right here and boom, you came down. They crossed right here and boom, you went up. So it kind of confirms on this stochastic RSI, which is a little bit more volatile than a regular RSI, which is why I like to use it. And it gives you the crossing lines of kind of where the momentum's going. When you look at the momentum here, they crossed and went up. The momentum here, they crossed and went down. You look at it, it's not 100%, but it's a little bit. It gives you a little bit more insight than a regular just RSI. So you look at it, it's kind of overbought. You see these two lines, they're getting closer and closer together, getting ready to cross. It may come down depending on what the market does today, confirm the cross and come down. But definitely, I think that SPX 6900 is one. That's one of the lower market cap ones that I'm in that I think are absolutely going to run. It's just going to flow. We look at Ondo over here. It's doing its thing, man. 86 cents, having a nice move this morning. Nice move this morning. Thing about Ondo is it's in a completely different situation, right? Look at where Ondo is on this RSI. It's completely oversold, right? Not overbought. but oversold, right? So when you see something like this and you're looking at this and you're looking at this cross, right? You're looking at this next momentum up, right? That's what you're looking for. But when you look at this is why I'm so bullish on Ando right now at this given moment, because sitting at 86 cents, it's getting to the point where it's completely getting ready to be oversold, right? Oversold, and so it's going to have its next move up. It's going to have its move to the upside. So I'm loving it. It's behind. This is the medium line right here, coming under that medium line right there. Uh, it looks like it's oversold down here. Definitely on its way to the next move up. So that's why I'm telling you guys right now, like watch out for Ando because it's gonna go back above $1 on his next move to the upside, and it's getting ready to go. So if you're gonna get in, you better start thinking about getting in. You look at Ethereum. We can look at Ethereum because Ethereum's been on a nice run today. You look at Ethereum. Again, you see the move to the upside, right? You see the cross right here. You see that big move to the upside, right? And here we go, right? And here we go. So now we're moving. But when you look at its downward channel that it's been in, this channel's kind of not exactly drawn to perfection. But when you look at this downward trend it's been in, it's got a long ways to go to get back up here. You know what I mean? It's got a long ways to go to get back up in here. So yeah, it's having a little bit of a breakout this morning, but it's still inside of this channel. It's still rolling inside of this downward trend. So Ethereum's completely not out of the woods yet, but we shall see. We shall see. But Chainlink's another one. You look at it, it's kind of oversold. It was oversold down here at this $13 mark, and you start to see it break. You can start to see it break into the upside now. So it definitely. That's why I'm saying, like, I think we're bullish here. I think that we're moving. I think that we are definitely moving in the right direction. A lot of projects are oversold that are starting to come back. And like I keep telling you, I think it's the ISO tokens. And I think it's the real world assets that are going to set this market apart. That's going to set your wallet apart, I should say. If you're in them, I think you're going to be just fine. It is a very, very safe bet to be in XRP. It is a very, very safe bet to be in Bitcoin. It is a very, very safe bet to be in Cardano. It is a very, very safe bet to be in Chainlink, to be in Stellar, to be in HBAR, to be in AVAX, to be in Ondo, to be in OM, to be in Algorand, to be in Quant. These are very, very safe, good bets that could actually move your wallet and move the market. Pepe, that's a pretty damn safe bet. If you want to get into meme coins, Pepe is a pretty damn safe bet. A pretty damn safe investment. SPX 6900, a pretty damn safe investment for a lower market cap. PopCap, pretty damn safe investment for you to be in. And not be out here playing, right? Like, yeah, you want to play around with a little bit of your money, but do you really want to be in low market caps out here playing around right now? Seriously. I mean, we call it what we want, right? Call it what you want. Do you really want to be in low market caps playing around right now? If you do, good luck. Good luck. There's not a lot of money in the market to support all of that. You know, do you really want the majority of your portfolio tied up in low market cap plays? Like, the answer to that question for me is no. You now is not the time to be sitting at the casino. You know, now is not the time to be sitting at the casino, because the house is going to win that game every single time. The house will win. And but PopCat is another one. There's XPX 6900 sitting right there. It's number 127. PopCat's another one. I think is going to be a meme coin that's gonna do fairly well in this bull run, and it's being listed on the majority of tier 1 exchanges. And see, that's what I look for right there, is as a new investor just coming into crypto, where are you finding these things, right? Where are you finding them? If you're finding them, you know that the majority of new investors are going to come in through the tier 1 exchanges. So if you're listed on the tier 1s, they're probably going to try to hit you up, right? And put some money in your project. If they have to go searching for you, they don't know how to do that. They don't know how to do that. They don't know about DeFi. They don't know how to do that, and they don't know about the lower tier centralized exchanges as well. So, Popcat right there has a pretty good run. Pretty damn good run. Market cap, what is it? 193 million. 193 million. Popcat. This one's, I told you guys about this one a long time ago. It's on Sol, but it's being listed on almost every tier 1 exchange you could possibly be listed on. So Popcat, I think, is going to be the next one to pop. Popcat's going to pop. So, all right, guys. I'm about to roll up out of here. I got to get moving here. Damn, it's almost 8:30. About 8 yeah, I'm all about ADA, Selma. You've been telling people about ADA for a minute on here. Just watch out. But all right, guys, I gotta get out of here, man. I'm way late. So you guys have a great day, and we'll be back at you guys on Friday. Pay attention to the FOMC meeting today, 2:00 press conference. It's gonna be a very important press conference for how this weekend looks, and for the markets for the weekend. It's going to set the tone for the rest of the week. So pay attention. And you guys know how I feel. FOMC day, I don't buy anything until the press conference is over and the markets have settled in, because you get trapped. You get trapped right now. So this morning. So be careful. All right. So we'll see you guys on Friday. You guys have a good one. We up out of here. Bye.